Alright, in this video we're going to be solving equations that have fractions. Everyone's favorite. Right. Forgot what I was going to say. Kind of brain fart here. In real life, you will always have fractions. So whether you like working with them or not, you are going to be faced with them in your whole life, all right? So just start learning how to deal with them, and you should be fine. Start now. But what's nice about fractions, you can get rid of fractions. All right, in order to get rid of fractions, you're going to multiply by the common denominator. All right, that right there will help you to eliminate all your fractions. All right, so let's do some examples that we know what I'm talking about. I got 1/2 t plus 1/3 t is equal to 10. Now, I want to get rid of these two fractions. So I have to multiply by something that 2 and 3 can go into. That way they will, the fractions will go away. All right? So, what number can 2 and 3 both go into evenly? In this case, it's 6. So I'm going to multiply each term by 6. So we have 6 times 1 over 2, or no, 6 times 1 is 6, divided by 2 is 3, so I get 3t. Right? So when you're getting rid of the fractions, you still keep the variables, all right? You're just rewriting the coefficients to be non-fractions. All right, the next one, we got 6 times 1 is 6, divided by 3, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, equals 10 times 6 is 60. All right, so you gotta make sure you multiply every single term on both sides of the equation, of the equal, excuse me, because it's an equality, so you gotta multiply everything by the exact same thing. Now it becomes regular solving, combine like terms, so this is 5t. And in this case, I can just go ahead and divide both sides by 5, and I'm done. So 60 divided by 5 is what? 15? No, I'm sorry, 12. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry about that. The answer is 12. All right, let's look at another example. Let's say we have 2/3 m minus 3/5 m is equal to 4. Right? This one's a little bit, I don't know. These are my denominators. All right. So of those 3 and 5, what number can 3 and 5 go into? In other words, what number is divisible evenly by 3 and 5? And that would be 15. I got to multiply every single term by 15. That's what I'm doing here. I'm multiplying every term by 15. So 15 times 2 is 30. 30 divided by 3 is 10. All right, so now we're going to do 15 times 3, which is 45, divided by 5 is 9. And then 4 times 15 is 60. Okay. Combine like terms, which these are, so I get just 1m, or just m, is equal to 60. And see here, m is all by itself, so we are done solving. You don't have to do any addition, any multiplication or division. All right, last example. 3/7 w minus 2/9 equals 4/9 w plus 1/7. All right. Looking at my denominators of all my fractions, there's two numbers that appear, 9 and 7. All right, so we got to find a number that 9 and 7 are, that a number that divide, excuse me, another brain fart. It's only Wednesday. What number is divisible by 9 and 7 evenly? All right, so this one you may have to think Now 18, well 7 doesn't go in 18. Let's see here. Well, if you can't think of it, the best way to do it just was what's 7 times 9? Right? 7 times 9 is what? 63? Alright, so I'm going to multiply each term by 63. Alright, so 63 is my common denominator. So 63 times 3, and then divide by 7. So that gives me 27W. Then 63 times 2, you can use your calculator if you need to, and then divide by 9 will give me 14. If I do 63 times 4, and then divide by 9, that will give me 28. Don't forget your variables. And then 63 times 1, and then divide by 7, which is 9. All right, now you notice I got variables on both sides. So that means I got to bring one of these, either 28 this way or 27 onto this side. Since they're both positive, this one's bigger, 28 is bigger than 27, so that means I'm going to subtract the 27. Right, because that gives me a positive 1. 28 minus 27 is a positive 1. So it'll be 1W or just W. If I take the 28W to over here, I would get a negative W. Again, I do not like negative coefficients. I try to stay away from that as much as possible. That's just my preference. I mean, you don't have to do it. You can do it, either way is fine. I'm going to subtract 9, because remember, I got to keep this by itself, so that means this term has to come to the other side. So negative 14 minus 9 is a negative 23. And there's your answer. This answer is the same thing if it's written this way. It doesn't matter. They're the exact same way. All right, last example. All right, so 2/5 k plus 1/6 equals 3/10 k plus 1/3. Now looking at my denominators, I have a 5, a 6, a 10, and a 3. So they're all different. So I got to find a number that all 4 go into evenly. All right? And just, this right here tells me it has to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right? So if I do 20, 5 works, 3 doesn't, and 6 doesn't. So let's do 30. 3 goes into 30, 6 goes into 30, and so 30 would be my best choice. Do I have to pick 30? Could I pick 60? Yep. Any number that these 4 values can go into evenly, you can work. It's just the smaller number you pick, the smaller the values you'll be working with. So 30 times 2, and then divided by 5, gives me 12k. Again, you can use the calculator. 30 times 1 is 30, divided by 6 is 5. 30 times 3, which is 90, divided by 10 is 9. And then 30 times 1 is 30, divided by 3 is 10. See how nice? There's no fractions now. All right, you don't have to work with fractions again, except at the end you might have to simplify. All right, so I'm going to subtract 9k from both sides. So 12 minus 9 is, excuse me, is what? 3. Subtract 5 from both sides. Gives me 5, then divide both sides by 3. Keep as a fraction, can't be simplified, so I am finished.